Well, obviously, I guess that's our first walk-off win of the year. It wasn't pretty early. Obviously, we gave him, 5 or 6 runs in that 6-run inning with, a few walks. I'd say 3 or 4. I think we had a hit batter in there, and I think they had one hit and scored 6 runs. It's very rare, and it was disappointing because we just punched in 2, and they were making us work for our runs today. Wind's blowing in from right pretty hard. We knew it'd be tough to maybe score runs unless you hit the ball dead left as far as the wind and all that. But our guys just kept fighting in the dugout. We felt like we were going to score. It was obviously really big to get those 2 runs in the 7th. And, Gregory made a really nice heads-up play there when he tagged on the short fly ball, and they threw the ball in the second instead of the home or the cutoff man. And, cut that lead in half right there. And, again, there's a lot of big swings, but working up to those swings there in the 8th to get Wallace to the plate. I mean, Gregory takes a walk. Some guys did a really nice job of getting on base, and it's hard to score, a lot of runs unless you get a little help with a walk or whatever. And, that's what we did. It was a little disappointing there in the top of the 9th, but, Brady was probably tired. We were hoping that he would, get that first out. He ended up walking a guy and got an out. Then he gave up a base hit, something along that line. And, he pitched 2 days ago, and we're trying to get him amped up where he can go a Friday, Saturday, or for 1 inning Friday and maybe an inning on Sunday, whatever. And that's one reason we brought him back in. We're still trying to figure a few things out there at the back of the game. But his stuff went away. The fastball went away. And, they got him. But, it's like I told our infielders when I was making the pitching change, I just said, hey, we get to hit again. It's whatever. It's tied up. If they score, we still get to hit again. And it was really good to see, the leadoff double by Turner, and then obviously Lanzilli. They busted in him a couple of times, that fastball when they were ahead of him, and they finally thought, we're going to spin one right here, and he kind of hung it, and he did what he did. So he hit that ball really hard. It's a big win. It's fun win.
Obviously, both of your guys in the 9th who got the hits are transfers. I heard you talking on the pregame show about the energy that they've, brought to your lineup. Can you just speak a little bit more to that and what they've meant to the lineup to this point?
I just think both of those guys are just super glad to be here and really glad to be playing baseball. And I think I compared it to maybe the 21 season with our whole team and probably teams all over the country. You get to play 15, 16 games in 20, COVID year, and it shuts down, and everybody's bummed out. And, fall was great. And then the 21 season, nobody really – all they were just happy to play, man. They just wanted to play. And that's kind of what I feel about Turner and Lanzilli. They're not worried about anything. They're not worried about next month, next week. They're just glad to be playing. They're glad to be wearing a Razorback uniform, and I think it's starting to catch on.
With Wiggins in the inning where everything kind of fell apart for him command-wise.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because usually he gets stronger. Usually, he gets through the first, second, third. Usually third, fourth, and fifth are pretty good, especially command-wise. And, you walk a guy here and there. We get it. You're throwing the ball. Again, the scoreboard isn't right. He's throwing like 97 every pitch. And then but when he hit the batter 0-2, I mean, that was rough there. And I don't know, just mechanics a little bit, probably just a little, maybe adversity, and he's got to learn how to get through that, because he's one of those guys. If he can recover and just give up a couple that inning, he may go 8 innings. But we didn't feel like that we could give him a chance to do that because he didn't show us maybe enough pitch ability there. It just looked like he'd kind of gotten tired and lost it a little bit.
Feels like we've seen Cole Ramage give up a lot of inherited runs recently. What did you see from him today?
Well, I saw a first baseman didn't field the ball in his, the damage was already done, but we booted a ball there, and I don't know, I can't really say much about what was going on behind the plate, but yeah, that's about all I can say about it. And it just seemed to be one-sided for the most part, and that was really what we saw. And we're going to check it. We're going to figure it out. But there was a lot of close pitches there that he didn't get. So I'm not going to rag on Ramage if that's what you want me to do. I'm not going to do it.
In that big inning, there was a hit by pitch. It seems like it's been a little bit of an issue for your pitchers this year. I know it's a lot of different pitchers. Are you able to put your finger on what that issue's been?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, if you're trying to pitch away and you hit a guy, I mean, that's just, you know, one that got away. And that's kind of what's been going on. It hasn't been like we're ahead 1-2 and we're going to try to bust a guy in and we hit him. Maybe it's supposed to be a fastball away and he just got away from him. I don't know. I think you're going to have to talk to Coach Hobbs about that. You know, we aren't scared to pitch in, though, because if you just live away, they're going to get you. You got to be able to get them off of that. But, yeah, we have hit some people this year.
Obviously, you put Wallace in the leadoff position at the start of the series, and he's really produced for you. What were your thoughts about the second grand slam that he's had? And then he had 6 RBI for you today.
Yeah, I mean, we were just trying to – we felt like the end of our order had actually been getting on base a little bit. And maybe he could get some RBIs second, third, fourth times through and pick up a big hit later in the game. But maybe he could get us going early in the game as well. I mean, it just an experiment a little bit, just see how it goes. He's, you know, like I said, he's one of the best athletes, if not the best athlete on the team. And he can run, he can steal a base. And, yeah, he looks like a 3-hole hitter and a, you know, big leaguer physically. But, you know, there's a lot of guys in our league that look like that. And, I think he kind of likes it up there.
Coach, Michael Turner just continues to go to the plate, doesn't ever look phased at all. I mean, just what are your thoughts on him and the way he's playing right now, especially there in the ninth where he just walked up, hit a double?
Yeah, I mean, I just think like I said, he's excited to be here. He wanted to be in a big moment right there. They brought in a pretty good pitcher with a good arm and didn't have much of an ERA, hadn't given up a whole lot against the lefties, and a second or third pitch, he pops it into the gap. I just think that, you know, he wanted to be up there. He wasn't nervous about it. And, yeah, I don't know, just a veteran guy that is like wearing this uniform.
That's twice in the series when your team was down by multiple runs with 2 outs in the 8th and you had a big, 2-out rally. What do you think that says about your lineup? And it seems like maybe they're starting to really come around.
Yeah, I mean, we've scored a lot of runs late and in the game and lately in games. And 8th inning's been a big inning for us. We talk about it all the time. And I don't know. We do feel like we have a deep lineup. We don't feel like we have enough of them going yet, but it's good to see Stovall swinging the bat better and running and playing the game hard. Looks like he's smiling and having some fun. And Battles has been doing a tremendous job for us. Brady hit a ball today that would have been up in the upper deck if it hadn't been for the wind. But that's the way the game goes. We got to get Robert going a little bit, and we got to get Webb going. I mean, he's an outstanding defender. He can really throw. He can run, and he helped us, put together that 2-run inning by beating out that ball. He hit it in the hole, and the guy pulled. The first baseman had jumped for the ball, and he beats it. We need that athleticism in the lineup a little bit. So we still have a long way to go. We got to get better.
Do you like Adamiak at the back end, and what were your thoughts about how he got you out of the ninth?
I mean, obviously, looking back, we should have brought him in a hitter earlier. We just talked about him before the game. He was available. I mean, he's a guy we were planning on pitching maybe a little bit Tuesday or Wednesday. And he still might get an inning or two or however we decide to work it. But, he was one of the guys that we had back there. And because he usually throws it over the plate. He's got a good arm, threw a couple good sliders. And, he didn't seem rattled out there. I mean, they got 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. And instead of worrying about throwing a wild pitch or giving up a hit, he just went out there and pitched, got an out.
I guess we're talking today too. So, just any idea on who you might start Tuesday, Wednesday?
I think Ledbetter will get a start in one of the games. Not sure. After that, I would. I mean, he kept the chart today. That usually means that he gets the start. I would say since we used Adamiak today, that unless Coach Hobbs decides to just let Mark throw a few innings and then we get him, that Ledbetter might start game 1 on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, obviously, will probably be what we call a staff game, and we'll just divide it up, maybe an inning or 2 max for some guys, try to get ready and be ready for the weekend.
I know that during some of these 5-game weeks, like you're about to come into, you'll try to switch your lineup for one of those games, get some of the younger hitters in. Is that a plan for one of those?
Yeah, we don't have a huge bench. It's only carrying 14, 15 position players really. Not redshirt one of them, and so I'll mix it up. I'm not going to put them all in one game. I'll put one or two in one game and one or two in another. Definitely going to see Leach catch, maybe both games. We'll see, but. Yeah, I mean, we still got to go out and play. We're still trying to get better. And guys want to play, man. They want to stay hot.
I wanted to ask you about the double play, the 5-4-3 that you turned and they reviewed. Was the explanation that the runner had interfered with Robert throwing to first?
Well, what went on there is they called for a review on was he safe or out, and then I asked for a review on whether he had been interfered with. I don't know what they called, because after he called it, I just really didn't care anymore. You guys might know more than me. I mean, the rule states you can slide straight in the bag hard. If you go left or right, they're going to get you. You can go as hard as you want. You can go through the bag on your rear end. As long as you don't have your foot too high. That's the way I see it anyway. So I really don't know what happened, but I thought, what the heck? We'll let them look at both while they're over there.
Coach, you said yesterday you got to get Braden Webb going. He scored 2 runs today, but still doesn't have a hit. Just what do you think about him today and moving forward?
Well, I sent him a text last night, and I said, you're going to play, and we need you. And I think he appreciated it. So he knows that we need him. We need his athleticism in the lineup. We need him to hit. We need to play defense first, but we need him to hit because there's a lot in there. We've seen him hot, and, one hit might break it loose for him where, he gets 5 in a game or two. So we'll keep working. He's got to keep
Football might be over this season, but basketball is in full steam for both pros and college hoops. For all the latest odds, totals, player performance props, to where the next fired coach is going to land, BetOnline is the #1 spot for all your sports betting needs. Head over to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Use our promo code BELIEVE to get started. That's promo code BLEAV. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline is your source for hockey, boxing, and UFC odds, right to the Olympic coverage, is the best in the business. From sports right down to your favorite Vegas casino games, BetOnline is your #1 online wagering destination. BetOnline, the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports and play your favorite games. BetOnline, where the game starts.